So welcome to the first part of our spring equinox sessions. The second one will be on Tuesday. And this moment when we step from the dark to the light, this moment of balance, of Kamal, when the dark and the light are equal, the day and the night are equal in length. It's a precious time. It's a magical time. It's especially precious for us because it's our birthdays, isn't it?
Yes.
Yours yesterday and mine tomorrow. So we are spring equinox babies. Special affinity for this time of year. So that's the theme for today, is to be exploring this place of balance between dark and light, between inner and outer, between active and passive, masculine and feminine to some degree.
So we've chosen some dances to resonate with those themes.
And did we decide who's, because we couldn't make up our mind, but that's the other part of being of this balance part. It's quite interesting, actually. I wasn't going to say this, but I am going to start with a little bit of talking about what the Sufis call Kamal, which is the place of balance. And for many years, I understood that this place of Kamal to be a place of peace and, harmony, just like, this place of perfect equanimity and equilibrium. And in fact, it's not like that. It's a place of perfect chaos, because it's the place from which anything can happen. So it's that crossing point of absolutely everything. So we've actually been there this morning, haven't we? Anything might happen today. It's the perfect Kamal beginning. So yes, apropos of that. Yep.
I realise we haven't lit the candles.
Oh, gosh. Well, we could do that as well. First question, though.
Well, I'll begin by...
You'll play or you'll lead?
I'll lead.
And play.
And play.
Lovely. Okay. Okay, good. All right. Kamal.
Om, hum, so hum.
Om, hum, so hum.
Thou art that. But really, this is a dance with Sanskrit words, which is really resonating with those polarities of in and out breath, the in and out breath of all creation, of all creatures, the balance between the masculine and the feminine, the dark and the light. And the dance reflects that in the movements. Om hum, so hum.
Om, hum, so hum.
Om hum. Om hum, so hum. Om hum, so hum. Om hum. Om hum, so 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 So, some of these movements you can do seated, if that's what you need to do. And we normally we'd be moving to the right as the dance goes on, but we can just step on the spot to keep our bodies connected to the earth, keep our bodies moving. And we're going to be having our hands by our hearts, as if just holding the edge of our waistcoats like Jilani. with closed hands and then opening them out. As we open them out, like wings, if you like, or like opening up our heart, opening up our chest.
And
So,
just perhaps notice how that feels as you do it.
yeah, that sense of opening and closing, expanding and contraction, connecting to the lightness, radiance, connecting to the dark, enfolding one. Om Hum, stepping as well. Om Hum So Hum, Om Hum So Hum. And as we open our arms, we could lean back a bit, so open the chest, and as we bring them back in again towards the heart, we could always just lean forwards a bit, have that sense of closing, being more inward. Om Hum, Om Hum So Hum, Om Hum So Hum. So this last movement, raising our arms up, expanding to the heavens and bringing them back down to our hearts again. Okay, lovely.
Is it okay even to lean back a little bit as we do that? Did you say that already?
On the
Yeah.
last movement,
Yeah.
yeah, we could do that. Again, I mean, it's to really lift up and connect to the heavens. It really helps sometimes to lean back. That sense of expansion upwards as well. Om Hum, Om Hum So Hum, Om Hum So Hum, Om Hum, Om Hum So Hum, Om just returning to the breath as we finish. Noticing the expansion of the breath and the contraction of the breath. Balancing each other. Hum, hum, so hum. Thou art that.
So there's so many dimensions of opposites to experience, so many opportunities to experience a place of balance, or to find this place, this kind of tipping point, this center place. So, you know, in that last one we were really looking at opening and closing, you know, being wide open and being a little bit more veiled, the breath coming in, going out. So here's another way to experience it, again with the breath. We can look at it in a kind of vertical plane, up and down. And so we're going to use these words: Allah,
Allah,
Ruchao.
Ruchao.
God is breath in Aramaic. Allah, 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 also bringing in another dimension here. You might notice a different quality, more a moon-like quality with this melody and this dance. So, you know, in the same investigation of the breath, we can do that in a more sun-like way, more radiant, more warm and shiny and confident and extrovert, or we can do it in a more moonlight way, more moon-like way in the moonlight, so more reflective, introverted, inward. So yeah, so let's stand again and look at these movements, engaging the breath with the up and the down. So make sure your head's in the thing. So as we do the Allah, we're starting to the right, and the arms are raising ever so slowly. It's as if all of us here in our virtual circle are being breathed So the arms are floating up, being breathed up, and let's really connect with all of the other faces on the screen and breathe together so that the arms float down together, just as if this circle, no matter where we are around the planet, God is breathing through us. We are being breathed. Allah, 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 Allah. Now we're going to turn to the right, and as we turn, we're experiencing this breath, this air, this wind, this Holy Spirit. It's the same thing, the same word for all of those things in which we move and live and have our being. So move in a way that reflects that to you, that enables you to experience the movement of the wind, of the air, of the breath against your skin as you breathe. And then we go the other way to the left. Allah, 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 to the right. Allah, Allah. just observing the breath, and let's reflect on those words. God is breath. Breath is God. Breath is life. This breath that enlivens and revivifies and purifies us. Amen. So we wanted to go a little bit deeper into the contrasts, bringing into balance the day and the night, like this time of year brings the day and the night into balance. So I'm going to start by sharing a dance that calls on the beauty of the night, the comforting, mothering darkness of the light of the night. And in a way, this is how we can see the dark half of the year. It's the time when we can nestle in the dark and rest, hibernate, recover our energy, regenerate through going more internal and resting. And of course, this time of year is the time when we perhaps then begin to step out more into the light of day. So let's have a loving experience to take this nourishment of the night with us as we step over the boundary into the light half of the year. So we begin with the Arabic phrase Ya Kuduz.
Ya Kuduz.
So this is the holiness, the sacredness of the night. It's the letting go into the dark. And then we say Laila Umma.
Laila Umma.
Mother night. Hoo.
Ooh.
And the sound of the breath. Could you put it in A, please? Thank you. Ya Kuduz, Ya Kuduz, Ya Kuduz, Ya Kuduz, Laila Umma. Making this infinity sign at the heart. So we begin with the left hand palm up, right hand palm down. And we're just tracing this figure 8 on its side at the heart. I can't quite see because I'm going off the screen there. It's just a graceful movement, rocking the heart, in this darkness, this safety of the night. For the Ya Kuduz part, we're going to have left hand on right shoulder, right hand on left shoulder. Again, just leaning in, nestling, being held, feeling the holding of the fertile, sacred darkness of the night. So you can do these movements seated, or you can stand and join us. So let's allow ourselves to feel our longing for that womb-like dark and safety and holding and peace and rest. And to remember that we can take this with us as we step over the threshold into the light half of the year. We still have Laila Uma, Mother Night, still comes with us. Amen. Or do you want to step through the pillars first?
No.
No.
So, now attuning to the sun, Ram. Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
All triumph and praise to Ram. Ram, who is expansive, the warrior, the one who shines, the one who has strength. As the sun begins to take more of the day, more of our time and shining, we can attune to Ram. Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Sing that.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Again.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Listen. Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Can you feel how the sun has come out?
Such a different energy. So we begin, if you have the space and the imagination, we can do a grapevine, if you know what that is, to the right. Step right, left in front, step right, left behind. Step right, left in front, step right, and then join with the left. I think it is. Let's do it. Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Then we do the right crosses in front. And we go back the other way.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
And now we do a spin, a sun spin to the right, but we're going to be tracing the disk of the sun with our arms like this as we turn to the right.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
And then we go back the other way.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Let's just do that again. This lovely sense of creating the sun, feeling it in our body as we turn. Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. And then attuning to Ram, we come in, raising our arms like this into the center. Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. And then back to the beginning.
It's a wonderful gesture of strength and power and confidence, radiance.
Ram. So to the right.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai
voices.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Together.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Low voices. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Jai. High voices.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Together.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Just breathing it. Blowing the sun. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Hari Om. Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. All praise to the sun.
Actually, it's quite nice to be welcoming the sun back, isn't it? In this northern hemisphere. I really have felt it the last couple of days. We had a beautiful day yesterday,
Yes.
clear blue skies, and just can feel the energy coming back. The sense of positivity and excitement and things growing, and so it's a beautiful time of year. So we're coming to the place where we do our little bit of ceremony and ritual. We're going to share a chant which is inspired by the Druid tradition, the old Celtic tradition. And these words are mostly in English. In between the pillars of the day and the night,
In between the pillars of the day and the night,
we walk through the doorway from the dark to the light.
we walk through the doorway from the dark to the light.
The light of renewal and the light of rebirth.
The light of renewal and the light of rebirth.
Light of the earth.
Light of the earth.
Light of the earth.
Light of the earth.
So we'll start, I think, by learning that part of the chant, or revising it if you've done it before with us. We do it every year this time. In between the pillars of the day and the night, we walk through the doorway from the dark to the light of renewal and the light of rebirth, the light of the earth, light of the earth. In between the pillars of the day and the night, we walk through the doorway from the dark to the light of renewal and the light of rebirth, light of the earth, light of the earth. One more time. In between the pillars of the day and the night, we walk through the doorway from the dark to the light of renewal and the light of the earth, light of the earth, light of the earth. Very good. Yeah, I really want to honour my dear friend Nicomo for bringing through this beautiful chant and words. So then there's a counter melody that goes with this, which is where we just use the letters A, I, O, and these are symbolic of the angles of the sun. So we have the O, the whole round shape of the sun, and then when you have a stone circle, very often it's set up to reflect the angle of the sun at different times of year. So this is the quarters of the sun. Anyway, you can probably work it out. It's like, when it's rising, in the winter, obviously it's rising as close to the south as possible, and in the height of summer it's rising as close to the north as possible, and at this time of year it's that halfway point. So there we go, the A, the I and the O, those are the gestures, but the melody goes like this. A, I, O. Should we try? It's the same chords as before.
Yes, I know. G.
Starts on a B. What's the G? Sing it for me.
No, I'm just not sure I was singing the right note. Anyway.
Yeah.
Don't understand.
Let's try again. A, I, O. A, I, O. A, I, O. A, I, O. Light of the earth. A, I, O. Swap after that, couldn't we? So you see how those two melodies work together, so you can actually pick whichever one you feel like and just swap backwards and forwards. The ceremony part of this, I invite you, if you can do it kind of quickly and easily, to maybe plonk 2 cushions on the floor, or just some kind of marker, or even you could just do it with your intention and your imagination, but make yourself a doorway. Okay, and for us at this time of year, the sun streams in and there's half the room in shadow. I don't know if you can see if Salik moves a little bit there. The sun's on the floor there. Well, it's not really showing up on the camera, but that, you know, you can actually set it up so you can walk from the dark into the light. So what I suggest is that you if you're singing the English words, that you just move around, walking mindfully, connecting with your intentions, and at a certain point, step through that doorway. And those of us that are that are holding this chant, we are holding that place of the pillars of the doorway. We're holding this place of the pillars of the day and the night, the dark and the light. So again, we'll take it in turns like that. If we were all in the same room together, we would alternate so that we would be with a partner, making these gestures opposite each other and making a gateway between us for the other people to walk through. So that's how it works. So we'll do our best to modify that on Zoom. But yeah, so just feel free to swap back and forwards. That's that clear. So yeah, maybe just before we start, just begin to sort of drop back in your feeling memory. We've touched on the energies of the night and the darkness, Laila, Umma, Ya Kuduz, and we've touched on the energies of the bright, sunny, confident, outgoing growingness of things, Sri Ram, Jai Ram. So let's allow ourselves to feel those 2 places in our bodies and to make this step into the growing time of year, into the light, taking with us what we want to take, the nourishment of the night, but leaving behind what no longer serves us as we step through the pillars, through the doorway. The light of renewal and the light of rebirth. This is a possibility for a moment of rebirth into the new year. Set up these pillars.
of the earth.
Together!
In between the pillars of the day and the night, we walk through the doorway from the dark to the light of renewal and the light of rebirth, light of the earth, light of the earth.
One more time!
In between the pillars of the day and the night, we walk through the doorway from the dark to the light of renewal and the light of rebirth, light of the earth, light of the earth.
Amen. Blessed be. So yeah, just to close, I thought we would share a dance that expresses the Kamal point that we mentioned at the beginning. So this place of balance, this place of pure potential. And as I say, that doesn't always feel like a kind of calm and balanced and beautiful place of equilibrium. Sometimes it can feel really chaotic. It's like potential energy is like when the earth was created in a chaos of fire and all this sort of stuff. That's when it's all going on like that. But from that place, anything can come. So it's also a very beautiful place to become familiar and comfortable with. It's another way of understanding balance. When we're perfectly poised, we can move in any direction without losing our balance. So that's another way to understand it. So, and I'm just feeling again one of the paradoxes. We often talk about accepting ourselves exactly as we are, and that's so important. And then we talk about letting go of the bits that no longer serve. And both those things can be true at the same time. So we can actually do that. Yes. There's this wonderful paradoxical theory of change that Salik introduced me to many years ago, which is, do you want to say what it is?
Sometimes accepting things the way they are can help us to move forward, but we can't make ourselves accept the things the way they are, knowing that we'll move forward. I'm not sure if I'm putting it quite right, but
the point is, I think that you if you try and accept things in order to change them, it's not going to work. But also, what I mean to mention at this point is, that we can limit our possibilities as well, and as well as the need to accept and integrate and be who we fully are, there's also the capacity for sudden and miraculous change. That's also a thing. So let's not rule out any of it. Let's keep it all included. So so this is a zikr. Do you need the chords for it? I've got it on here. Or do you remember it? So we use the phrase that Rashid Sam used for the zikr, which this is not a very conventional phrase, but it's got a lot of power. La ilaha illallahu, la ilaha illallahu. I'll just say
La ilaha illallahu.
Muhammada Rasulullah.
Muhammada Rasulullah.
So Muhammad was known as the Insan Kamal. Insan, I love this in Arabic. The human beings are called insana, insane. Well, that's not what it means, but it means human being. But I like that. And so the Kamal, the perfect human being. Perfect because containing everything, so all potential and possibility for real humanness. all of this, unstable perfection from which anything's possible. Here's the melody. So, just wanted to read a little bit from the write-up of this dance, which is from Wally and Ariana, for the people that know them. And so they say Kamal means balance, and as such, Muhammad is honoured as having the perfect balance in the inner and the outer world. He combines such impossible tasks as being a statesman, legislator, spiritual guide and judge for the first Islamic community in Medina. Throughout he kept being a channel for divine inspiration as well as being a partner to his wives and a father to his children. Being in balance is really our natural state. The fact that we hardly ever are in this balanced state shows how difficult it is to be a perfectly normal human being. So in this dance, we have a moment when we sway, trying to balance the outer and the inner world, the hidden and the manifest, and all these other divine qualities that paradoxically seem to contradict each other, as a way to express unity beyond words. What are we doing here? Sorry? You need the chords. Right. I just wasn't sure what that hand gesture meant. My mind reading skills are a bit subpar at the moment. Sorry, I just did that. There we go.
Just a little reminder.
There we go. And so I'll show you the movements while... Do you want me to put it up on there?
Yeah.
So this is a real chance to do what some of you were referring to in the sharing just now, of including all of it. So yeah, keeping the dark with us as we step into the light, keeping those qualities of inward nurturing, and so that we can return to them whenever we need to, but also embracing the light, stepping out into that. So we begin, it's a grapevine step. We begin with the right foot, the left in front, the right and the left behind. And at this point we sway right and left, in and out. We this feeling of in, the inner world, and out to the outer world, the hidden, the manifest, all of those things, those qualities that we've been exploring today. And then for Muhammadan Rasulullah, we're just going to slowly turn to the right, just feeling our center, feeling how all of these energies play out in us, how they are in balance or out of balance, how all the potential is there for us to feel, to be everything. Here we go with the music, stepping right. Swaying in and out, now turning. Amen. So just remembering as you go on with your day that every breath is the possibility to reconnect with this place of balance, the place of choice. That's really what being in balance means, that we have unlimited choice about what we do, how we behave, where we go. So I'd like to close with the Druid blessing. May there be peace in the east, may there be peace in the south, may there be peace in the west, may there be peace in the north, peace throughout the world. Oh, I can't remember the tune. How does it go? May there be peace in the east. May there be peace in the south. May there be peace in the west. May there be peace in the north. May there be peace throughout the world. Peace throughout the world. Amen. Blessed be. Go in peace. Go in balance. Step through the doorway.
Mm.